Good morning, boys and girls. It's that time of the week, that time of the day. We're going to take a break here in the morning to have our coffee break. I've got mine. Hopefully you have yours. We're going to talk less technical and a little bit more about marketing 101, just to give everyone an idea of things they should be doing with their business. We're going to talk about sales funnels, and we're going to showcase just a very simplistic one to kind of give you an idea of sort of how it works. Next week, we are planning to do sort of a sales funnel part 2, where we go into greater detail, talk a little bit about upsells, downsells, bump offers, a variety of different things to how you can make your sales funnel better. All right, so what exactly is a sales funnel? Well, the name actually comes from, well, a funnel, right? And it's because the way that the normal sales go is you have a bunch of traffic that comes in, and it just sort of gets weeded down until at the very end, you get those few conversions into customers, whether they're buying a product or a service. Now, I don't know that this is traditional. I do believe nowadays that the sales funnel is more of a transactional process, more of a horizontal flow. Maybe that's just because of the technical background I have, but I think that traditionally the best way to think about it is you do different activities to drive traffic to you, whether it's your website or a Facebook page or an ad landing page, whatever it is. And I think the broadness of the funnel is it's big because traditionally you're just sending a whole bunch of people there and hoping someone will need your service or product. Nowadays, you target better because of our technology. We're able to really get in front of the right people at approximately the right time who might be looking for your product or service. So it's less about volume. It is about targeting and getting the right people in front. But today I'm going to show you why a sales funnel is important. We're going to talk about the steps in a very simplistic one. And I think that'll give everyone a little bit better idea of how it works, but also more importantly, what you should be doing in your business. If you're driving traffic, if you're spending time, energy, money, even if it's just handing out your business card with a URL that people go to, and there's a call to action saying, hey, sign up for my, newsletter, sign up for my monthly promotion, communication, whatever it is. You're trying to get people to do stuff that helps them, but it gets them in your list so that you can communicate back with them. And the sales funnel is great because you've already sort of outlined what each of those steps are. What is the first step? Where do we send them? What happens next? If they say yes, what happens? If they say no, what happens? If they don't do anything, what happens? There are technology nowadays that helps us to do this in a better way. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is my screen to give you an idea of a very simplistic one that we would set up maybe for a dentist, and also basically how we would drive traffic, but then also what the steps of the funnel are. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I will move this out of the way. There we go. All right, so what you're looking at right now is this is our platform. This is what we use for multiple things. We've already showed it to you a couple times with some of the other products that we have devised and built into this, like our universal inbox and such. But as you can see on the left-hand side here, starting with the green, now this first one here, it says FB advertisement. I added that for my own purpose for this presentation. It's not typically part of the steps, but I will show you what it looks like and why we would do it. But the other 3 steps here where it says claim page, offer claim, and the booking page, and then a thank you page. So this is something that you would think in your mind, what exactly do I want to give? Maybe I'm giving something away to get someone on my list. Well, what happens after you've given it away? Do you send them somewhere else so that they can see, oh, these are the products that I offer that might relate to the reason that this person said yes to giving me their name and their email address. So a claim page is where they're going to claim our offer. We're going to be giving away free teeth whitening. So again, we're going to play the dentist here today. And driving traffic. So how do people know about this? How do people find out? So the easiest way to do that, and there are multiple, but the easiest way to do that is having an ad. This could be on Facebook or Instagram or any one of the other platforms, Google and such. I just took a screenshot of this particular ad that was set up specifically for a dentist. And so we would spend money to get in front of the right people. So targeting would be important, right? So maybe people that are a bit older that might start to see a decline in the color of their teeth. We would target them on Facebook or wherever, and they would say, oh, this is interesting, and it's free, right? So I'm interested. let's claim it. So they would click on the ad, and it would take them to what we call a landing page. Now, why is it a landing page as opposed to a website? Well, a website is like who you are, where you came from, why you're doing what you're doing, what are your products, what are your services, what's your pricing. It's everything about you. A landing page, and this is very important, only should talk to exactly the reason somebody clicked to come here. So if we're giving away free teeth whitening, then this should only be about teeth whitening. We don't want to send them to your website where they have to figure out, where do I go? What am I clicking on? How do I get this free offer, right? So this was the claim page that we saw on the first step. So at this point, they would just simply fill in their first name and email address. And there are multiple ways of getting people to claim something. We feel this is important because we want to get your email address so that if, let's say, for instance, you claimed this, but you never booked your appointment. Well, with the technology we have in this platform, we can send an email later on, or even more importantly, even add you to what's called a custom audience inside of Facebook, where we could target you and say, hey, we noticed that you claimed your free teeth whitening offer, but you haven't booked yet. You haven't made your appointment. Click here to book your appointment now. We can redirect them. So they would come to this landing page specific about this teeth whitening offer. I would click on claim offer, and it would take me then to the book appointment. And by the way, what happened just now, this popped up on what's called an exit pop-up, an exit pop, so that if somebody got here and they're like, well, I don't know, and they move their mouse up to leave, this will automatically recognize that and pop up in front, just kind of a one last chance saying, hey, don't forget to claim your offer. So it's just an additional way to try to get them to take action. So now that they've come to your booking page, now this is the second step in this funnel. So I would just pick, let's say the 28th, I'll take 1 o'clock, and then I'll select the date. And then it'll ask me to fill in my information. So I'm just going to do that real quick. And I'll just do joe@joetest.com. Okay. So now when I book my appointment, it's going to take me to the thank you page. And that's it. Now, the funnel, and again, we said this was simplistic, right? It's just very simple, 3 steps. Well, actually, you could consider it 4 steps because the first one was the advertisement that we were paying, let's say Google or Facebook, to get in front of the right people at the right time to get them to claim our offer. Now, what's happening behind the scenes is you've noticed that we asked for your email address up front. So we've now added you to our CRM so we can track. And what we would typically do is we would actually tag that person as having claimed the offer, right? So teeth whitening offer claimed. We know that if they remain with that tag and they have not booked their appointment, because when they book, we would automatically change the tag to now booked appointment. If they've not changed it, our system would know and recognize that maybe after 3 days that an email would be sent out. Remember, we got your email address at the beginning. We would actually send an email out and say, hey, we noticed that you claimed your offer, but you haven't booked. We'd love to have you come in, click here to book now. And we can actually set up a sequence that actually, checks every few days. And if they see that the tag hasn't changed, they would send you another reminder. We could do this with SMS text messaging, email, and whatnot. Now, let's say you have, just like I did, have requested your appointment, right? So now that I booked, we would change the CRM record of your information, your first name, last name, and your email address. And we would change that tag to having booked appointment. And what that might do is tell the system, okay, no longer send reminders, hey, we want you to book. You've already booked. Now we want to remind you that your appointment's coming up. So maybe 5 days prior to your booked appointment, we might send out an email reminder saying, hey, 5 days, we can't wait to see you or meet you for the first time. We might do it a day, 24 hours in advance, even 2 hours in advance. We can send out a text message or an email that reminds you that your appointment's coming up. Now, why is that important? Because, for us, we're wanting you to come and visit us. We obviously want to try to show you how good we are at whatever our product and service is. Once you've gotten into the door, now it's our chance to shine and have you like us so much that you want to continue coming back to us. Of course, with this particular, example with dentists, you'd go every 6 months for the cleaning and then the checkups and such. But if your business, if you have products or services that, people would use over and over again, obviously the first and hardest part is getting you in the door. So a lot of times giving away something for free or giving a great discount is a wonderful way to attract new people, new customers into your business, and then making sure that you have the proper tools in place that then you can manage them very well after the fact. So sending them reminders, because they like that. They like knowing that you care enough that we can't wait to meet you, can't wait to see you. You know, you've got 2 days before our next appointment or the upcoming appointment. So that is what a sales funnel is in a very simplistic format. Again, earlier we talked about, how do we get people into the funnel? Multiple ways. You could even set up automatic responses in your chat. So like on Instagram or inside of Facebook and Messenger. Somebody asks a question, you can, respond automatically with an automated response system like a chatbot. But then if you've received any information from them, like who they are, it sets them up as a subscriber. And now we can communicate back with them as long as we play by the rules like this. Facebook and Instagram have specific rules of how you can communicate as a business to a customer or a prospective customer. As long as you play by the rules, you're doing well. But this is just another way to start, the flow of traffic into your funnel. But you can't just send people to your website and hope that they're going to do something. You've got to really think through what are going to be the steps that I want you to take, and how can I make it easy for you and easy for me. Automation seems to be one of the best ways to do that with the technology we have nowadays. But you can't even get to that part unless you've done the thought process of what is my funnel. And it may be different. You may have different funnels for different products or different services. Maybe because you're having a live event and you have a QR code that they scan, that might be a different way to get them in for that particular service that you're offering at that particular time. Again, it might be totally different than just running an ad on Facebook. So if you are a business who learned from this and you find that you have not done this kind of research and thought process, let us know. We'd love to sit down and help you out to think through that process of building the sales funnel, and then showcasing some of the tools that we have that can actually automate it and make it really easy for you and for your prospective customer. All right, so that's all I have for today. I don't know if we have any questions. It doesn't look like it, and I'm just about right on time. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to comment on wherever you found us. And if you found us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. If you found us on Facebook or LinkedIn, please follow or like us so that we know that we can find you next time. We'll see you next Wednesday for part 2. Have a great rest of the week.